Hi, my name is Gabe, and I am the owner, developer, solo member of Conflux Games. I currently have a full-time job as a software engineer in a field completely unrelated to games. However, game development and design has been a passion of mine for quite some time. I've worked on a few smaller game projects or hobby projects over the years, which eventually culminated in the beginnings of what is now in Exilium, my first released title. After about 2 years of development on In Exilium, it was becoming apparent to me that I was really going to finish the game and put it out for release. So earlier this year, I formed Conflux Games in preparation for that release. Well, I think for people who study computer science, like I did, game development kind of naturally becomes an interest. Games are a great application of some of the coolest things you can do with computer science and software in general. Um, but I think I really started to become passionate about game development, like I'm sure almost every other indie developer, after seeing and playing some of the earlier, more popular, more creative indie games like Braid, Fez, Limbo, The Golden Swan, Binding of Isaac, etc., etc. And realizing the raw creative potential that games have. I mean, people like to tell stories. People like to share their experiences. People like to express themselves. People like to show off cool stuff that they can do. Um, and other people appreciate those things and want to engage with them. Um, and I realized that games are a great place to explore some interesting and challenging concepts, whether it be thematic, mathematical, theoretical, philosophical, political, entertaining, fantasy, I mean, whatever. And and I realized games were an easy extension for me to explore those concepts in my own way. So I never really know if I describe the game very well, so we'll see how it goes. In Exilium is my first completed title. It is a 3D isometric role-playing game in the similar vein as games like Diablo and many others. It is very minimalistic, but not from a visual sense. One of the main design goals I had for In Exilium was to strip away some of the common tropes that are found in many modern role-playing games. Things like complicated plots with many complex characters that all have to have their own backstories, enormous, intricate worlds with tons of extra content to explore, almost never-ending content, and kind of a sea of quests to kind of push you along and guide you through the game. Um, I think it's easy for the role-playing game genre to kind of fall into that very treadmill, pointless quest type thing. So I wanted to get rid of all of that. In Exilium has none of those things. There are no other characters. There are no quests. All of the maps in the world are relatively small and concise with very kind of specific purposes. The game is incredibly story light. The game it's more about exploration and discovery of the somewhat subtle theme of the game, with some puzzle solving and many enemies and items to collect and combat. But I wanted the player to feel like they needed to explore the world in order to progress. I didn't want to have to tell them what to do. I didn't want quests or telling them where to go on the map or anything like that. They need to discover it on their own. And my hope is that in the process, they will also discover maybe the slightly deeper theme of the game. So that's an Exilium in a nutshell. Well, I've already started working on my next game, which I will hopefully be able to share a little bit about in the near future. But for now, I'm just pushing in Exilium, trying to get as many players to play it as possible. And I'm excited to have completed and released my first full game. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds.